This is Residence 104.4 FM. Flipping marvellous. How are ya? I'm Nick Hennegan, and this is Literary London, coming at you, as we say on the radio. Yes, from the heart of good old London town. We're also on bohemianbritain.com, because we feel like it, really. And a special kind of show today. I'm in the pub. Yeah, can you hear it? No, I'm in the barn at the back. Hang on. That's a glass of water, of course. It's not big, kids, and it's not clever. But I thought I have to come to the pub tonight because today, and it depends when you're listening to this, but I am talking about the Thursday the 30th of November, 2023. We lost one of the great bohemian punk spirits. And I'm talking about, of course, the great Pogues star, Shane MacGowan.
I met my love by the gasworks wall. Dreamed a dream by the old canal. I kissed my girl by the factory wall. Dirty old town, dirty old town. Clouds are drifting across the moon. Cats are prowling on their beat. Springs a girl from the streets at night. Dirty old town, dirty old town. Siren from the docks. Saw a train set the night on fire. I smelled the spring on the smoky wind. Dirty old town, dirty old town. I'm gonna make me a picture box, shining steel, tempered in the fire. I'll chop you down like an old dead tree. Dirty old town, dirty old town. I met my love by the gasworks wall. Dreamed a dream by the old canal. I kissed my girl by the factory wall. Dirty old town, dirty old town, dirty old town, dirty old town.
Ah, what a tune. Shane MacGowan and the Pogues, dirty old town, there's not a dry Irish eye in sight. I'm kind of very fond of Shane MacGowan. I actually met him in Soho a couple of times, and I'll tell you a bit more about that in a moment. But of course, best known, of course, for the Christmas hit, The Fairy Tale of New York. Yes, it is coming. Oh yeah, I can't do a tribute to Sean MacGowan without playing that, I should say. Yes, he passed away this very day, Thursday, the 30th of November, 2023, at the age of 65. He was actually born in Kent to Irish parents. He was born in Kent on Christmas Day in 1957. A good year to be born, 1957. And of course, as I say, most famous for that song, Fairy Tale of New York, with the late Kirsty MacColl. His wife, Victoria Mary Clark, shared the news on social media, and she said, "Shane will always be the light that I hold before me, and the measure of my dreams, and the love of my life." Shane had suffered from several health issues in recent years. It was sort of fairly widely known. He was only released from hospital last week, ahead of his upcoming birthday, of course, on Christmas Day. And he was released with his former bandmates Spider Stacey and Terry Woods, amongst those who were visiting him. But sadly, no longer with us. But he spent a lot of time in Soho. Excuse me. No, it's not emotion. Oh, it might be. He spent a lot of time in Soho, which is where I met him, in a Soho pub. And he told me about this song he was writing. And this is it.
I've been loving you a long time, down all the years, down all the days, and I've cried for all your troubles, smile at your funny little ways. We watched our friends grow up together, and we saw them as they fell. Some of them fell into heaven, some of them fell into hell. I took shelter from a shower, and I stepped into your arms on a rainy night in Soho. The wind was whistling all its charms. I sang you all my sorrows. All your joys. Whatever happened to that old song? To all those little girls and boys. I'd wake up in the morning, the ginger lady by my bed, covered in a cloak of silence. I'd hear you talking in my head. I'm not singing for the future, I'm not dreaming of the past, I'm not talking of the first times, I never think about the last. Now the song is nearly over, find out what it means. Still, there's a lot I hold before me. You're the measure of my dreams, the measure of my dreams.
You can tell this is a classy radio station and podcast, can't you? Yeah, because we let the music finish. That was Rainy Night in Soho from the Pogues. We're celebrating, commiserating the passing of Sean MacGowan. He spent a lot of time in London. I say originally born in Kent to Irish parents, and I had a chat with him in only a couple of times. Once he was slightly tired with the wine, shall we say, but the other time I found him quite erudite and a nice bloke. I mean, kind of not at all the punk snarler that you would have expected. And we had quite an interesting conversation. I think it was at the French House in Soho on Dean Street, and there's another Soho song I'm going to play in a minute as well called London Girl. But we were chatting about the Irish poet Brendan Behan. And of course, when Shane started to make music, the punk thing was happening, and he took it in a slightly more traditional direction. Oh, I should point out, by the way, Pogue Mahone. You know what that means? I can't tell you because this is broadcast before the watershed. Yeah. But Pogue Mahone means, it's Irish for kiss my bottom. Yeah, Pogue Mahone. And that's where the name Pogues came from. It was originally from the term Pogue Mahone. But we had a fascinating conversation about the Irish poet Brendan Behan, who's written a brilliant book, if you ever get to read it, called, what's it called? Borstal Boy. That's right, Borstal Boy. I read it years ago. And he's slightly involved with the sort of nationalist movement, but he was a great writer and poet, Brendan Behan. And of course he wrote The Hostage, which is a brilliant play which I nearly produced a few years ago. If I could have got the right director, maybe I should have done it myself. Anyway, that was for then. But we were talking, Shane MacGowan pointed me in the direction of Brendan Behan and a brilliant song that he recorded. This is Brendan Behan, and I'll play it for you now. It's called The Old Triangle.
To begin the morning, the water boiling, get out of bed and clean up your cell. And the old triangle went jingle jangle along the banks of the Royal Canal. The screw was peeping, the lag was sleeping, as he lay there weeping for his gal Sal. And the old triangle went jingle jangle along the banks of the Royal Canal. In the female prison there are 70 women, and I wish it was with them that I did dwell. Then the old triangle could go jingle jangle along the banks of the Royal Canal. The wind was rising and the sun declining, as I lay there a-pining in my prison cell. And the old triangle went jingle jangle along the banks of the Royal Canal.
And the old triangle went jingle jangle along the banks.
Shut up down there or I give you a jingle jangle.
Great stuff. I'll give you jingle jangle. That was Brendan Behan and the Old Triangle. That was from his play, actually, called The Queer Fella. I'm Nick Hennegan. This is Resonance 104.4 FM, also on bohemianbritain.com. It's Literary London, where we talk about literary things and London. And we are kind of as a special, I suppose. Can we call it a special? That's what proper broadcasters do, doesn't it? It's the special, yeah. Pogues. Shane MacGowan. We lost Shane MacGowan today, so we're doing a little a special, a Shane MacGowan special. And yes, that song is to come. But it was in Soho that Sean MacGowan informed me about Brendan Behan. I didn't know much about Brendan Behan. He was a fascinating character, really. He was born into in inner city Dublin. In 1923 into an educated working class family, and it was his uncle, I think it was his uncle that wrote the Soldier's Song, which of course later on became the Irish national anthem, and when it was sort of translated into Irish. His brother Dominic was also a songwriter, so they were kind of fairly artistic family. But yes, I love that Old Triangle. And it was Shane who got me who got me interested in Brendan Behan. Shane was actually born Shane Patrick Lysett. Have I said that right? Lysett MacGowan, as I mentioned before, on Christmas Day 1957. But his sort of early life was spent, I should say, around Pembrey in Kent. Son of Irish immigrants, as indeed we all are. Well, we're not all are, we? His mother worked as a typist at a convent. She'd previously been a singer and a traditional Irish dancer and a model, so a very attractive woman. He was very fond of his parents, certainly his mother he was. They did quite well. He went to... they lived all over South East England. They were in Brighton for a while, obviously London, the home counties. He went to public school, which he was slightly embarrassed about when we got onto that. But he... yes, it was... And then he got a scholarship for Westminster School. However, he was found in possession of certain substances and expelled in his second year. He was first publicly noted, I think, in about 1976. It was a concert by The Clash, where his earlobe was damaged, apparently. So there was a photographer took a picture of him covered in blood. He got his earlobe damaged by I can't remember what happened. I think there was a fight, or some bass guitar caught his ear. Anyway, someone took a picture of him covered in blood, which made the local papers with the headlines, "Cannibalism at Clash Gig." So he kind of grew up with that whole kind of punk thing. And we're more or less the same age. I suppose I was slightly less punk, but then that's probably because I'm just scared and not as clever as he. He joined a band called the Nipple Erectors, later known as the Nips, which was sort of, did all right, I suppose, for a while. There's a friend of mine who writes all the music for my plays, Rob Williams. He was in I can't tell you what his band was called, but he was in a punk band as well with a slightly worse name than that. But when the Pogues happened, he basically, of course, drew upon his Irish heritage. But there was still quite a lot of England, as it were, in his creativity, quite obviously. Why would he deny it? And I quite like this. I'm going to play it for you now. You might not have heard it before, but it's well, see what you think of this. It mentions Soho again.
A devil moon took me through the alley, down by the Cardona and the Centrale, to the Mews running through the back streets, where the blacks sell fire and sleep. The devil moon took me out of Soho, up to Camden where the cold north winds blow, sucked along by a winter's shower, stand beside your shining tower. This could be our final dance. This could be our very last chance. Sound of your voice wherever I may be changes everything, and then the world's alright with you. My London girl, the way that you walk, my London girl, the way that you talk, my London girl, just the sound of your voice, I ain't got no choice. The lights lights were going out, the moon was dying. The night was turning to the fine spring morning. The dogs were barking and the kids were shouting. The sun was splashing in a crystal fountain. When the cold winds come and find you blowing down from the top of the high rise, I'll come and take you back down to Soho, away from all those madmen's eyes. This could be our final dance. This could be our very last chance. And if you cut me, don't you think I feel it's this body clay, it's this heart made of steel. You're my London girl. The way that you walk, my London girl. The way that you talk, my London girl. Just the sound of your voice, I ain't got no choice. Very last chance. This could be our final dance. And if you cut me, don't you think I feel it's this body clay, it's this heart made of steel. You're my London girl. The way that you walk, you're my London girl. The way that you talk, you're my London girl. Take the rest of the world. You're my London girl. You're my London girl.
Oh, I love that. That's Streams of Whiskey, and you can hear how he's kind of moved the punk movement over slightly and using the traditional instruments. I don't need to tell you, you've just heard it. And before that, you heard London Girl. We are celebrating the passing of Shane MacGowan of the Pogues. I met him, unfortunately, as I mentioned at the start of the show, I met him twice. Once he was slightly worse for wear. The second time, when he found out what I was doing, we got chatting about Brennan Bean, and he was great. Very nice man. But I can't finish without playing that song. This is a live version with Katie Melua. You know what it is.
It was Christmas Eve, babe, in the drunk tank, and an old man said to me, won't see another one. And then he sang a song, the rare old mountain dew. I turned my face away and dreamed about you. God, I'm a lucky one, came in 18 to 1. I've got a feeling this year's for me and you. So happy Christmas, I love you, baby. I can see a better time when all our dreams come true.
They got cars big as bars, they got rivers of gold, but the rain goes right through you, it's no place for the old. When you first took my hand on a cold Christmas Eve, you promised me Broadway was waiting for me. You were handsome,
you're a pretty queen of New York City. When the band finished playing, they called out for more. Sinatra was swinging, all the drunks they were singing. We kissed in the corner and danced through the night. The boys in the NYPD choir were singing Go Away, and the bells were ringing out for Christmas Day. You're an old slumming junk lying there, almost dead on a drip in that bed.
You scumbag, you maggot, you cheap lousy faggot. Happy Christmas, your arse, I pray God it's all lost.
The boys of the NYPD choir still singing Go Away, babe, and the bells are ringing out for Christmas Day. I could have been someone.
Well, so could anyone. You took my dreams from me when I first found you.
I kept them with me, babe. I put them with my own. Can't make it all alone. I built my dreams around you. The boys in the NYPD choir still singing Go Away, babe, and the bells are ringing out for Christmas Day.
Brilliant. The Pogues, Fairy Tale of New York. And that's it. I'll see you next time. I'm Nick Hennegan. This is Literary London on bohemianbritain.com and Resonance 104.4 FM.